Hey, we're here with Mike Aiello at the grand opening of the Universal Cinematic Spectacular. What's the full title again, Mike?
Universal Cinematic Spectacular, 100 Years of Movie Memories.
Now, the first question is, you got paid by the syllable to write that title, right? Does it even fit on Twitter?
It does, it does. But, well, yeah, it just makes it. It's as epic as the show itself. The title is just as epic.
Nice, nice. So tell me a little about your backstory with this show. How long have you been working on this show? When did you guys decide to, after the last show, to move on to this one?
Yeah, this actually started 2 years ago. And it started really small. It was originally going to be just a simple revamp of the existing 360 show. But we knew we wanted, the only caveat was we knew we had to change the spheres. And that brought us to Strasbourg, France, where it's a company called Aquatique International, and they have a technology called aquagraphic curtains. And this provides a waterfall of water that we're able to project on really high definition imagery, better than a lot of the fans that you see.
Yeah.
It's a real crisp and clear image. So we knew we had that. And then, knowing that the 100th anniversary was coming up, we felt, well, maybe we should probably throw some other additives into the show. Fountains, water screens, synchro light technology, increased number of pyrotechnics than we had in the original show, to really just kind of, really give us more impact and show the legacy of Universal Pictures.
So I recognize some of the films featured from the previous show. Did you guys start with the previous show was that like your starting point, or did you start with a complete clean slate?
I use that as a reference because obviously that show also paid homage to Universal Pictures, so there are already some really great moments to kind of cull from. And we kind of went through and picked out the ones that we knew we wanted to use that are featured in this show, but probably placed a little bit differently than the original show. This is a brand new edit that really kind of divides the show into almost genres. Again, narrated by Morgan Freeman, which, I mean, come on, he could say anything and it sounds amazing. It was really funny because I wrote the first draft and without knowing who was saying the dialogue. And then when they told me Morgan Freeman was saying it, I was like, okay, let's change this, change that, to kind of make it more in his style. And he was amazing to work with.
So, what do you say to Morgan Freeman the first time you meet this god of the cinema? I mean, how do you introduce? How do you?
Well, I can actually tell you, it was actually really funny because I walked into the booth and he's sitting there and I said, "Hi, it's a pleasure to meet you." And he stands up and he goes, "Well, there's one problem with that. We haven't met yet, Morgan Freeman." And that was a movie moment right there. And then from there, he was really, really great with us. He gave us as much time as we needed. The direction wasn't more about say it this way. It was me and the team trying to tell him what was happening in the show, so that he could really kind of affect his dialogue in certain ways because he hadn't seen anything. This was early in the process, so it was really more me trying to telegraph what was happening around his voice, and less about say it this way because he's Morgan Freeman.
You're not going to direct Morgan Freeman. Yeah. So I'm curious. There's a lot of really big, recognizable movies featured in. Is there maybe a clip in there that you threw in because it's a movie that you love and you didn't care if everyone in the audience isn't going to pick up on it?
Well, unfortunately, the one moment that came in really late in the game is only because I really felt it needed a little break. In the horror section, there's a moment where Shaun of the Dead creeps in, which is more of a comedy than a horror film, but it's on that cusp. But there's a great moment in there where I kind of just wanted to just put one little comedic jab in the horror section, and that really came in late in the game. It wasn't in there originally, but once we put it in, I was like, that is totally necessary. We need to keep this in, and it's an awesome movie. So I'm glad it stayed.
Awesome. So what are you off to next? Do you move on to Halloween now?
Halloween. Yeah. The teams have already been working. I was kind of involved in the initial process back in November, December. And then, of course, stepped away once we had to start actually applying the show into the park. But now that this is kind of up and running, I'm getting folded back into the creative again.
And when can we expect to hear more about the theme and location of this year's Halloween?
As the months go on, we will be able to reveal some more things, but not yet.
Yeah, not yet. All right, awesome. Thank you so much.
Absolutely, Seth. Thank you.